So finally, after seeing the Mortal Kombat movie weeks and weeks after it's been released, and what I think about it, it is definitely a movie that I enjoyed. Now, this movie is definitely a Mortal Kombat movie for the fans. When I went to go see it, I saw it with my sister, who is also a big Mortal Kombat fan, and my brother, who hasn't seen any Mortal Kombat movies or games since seeing the original movie in 1995 when we were both kids. And not so surprisingly, my sister and I really enjoyed the movie, and despite my brother not really knowing what's going on, he enjoyed the film as well. So it definitely does get some stuff right. This interpretation of Mortal Kombat does get a lot right, but it does get some things wrong. So what does it get right? It definitely gets the characters correct and their costumes and their abilities and everything like that. With every character, you can see them on screen for the first time, and if you're a Mortal Kombat fan, you can definitely go, yep, that's this person, that's this person, and that's this person. Except for whatever the fuck they were trying to do with Raiko. Hilarious stuff up, and I don't know, this is the first time I've seen a live-action Raiko since the Mortal Kombat Conquest TV show that came out after the first two movies. So he's not really one that's been done a lot, but I guess they wanted to do someone where they could kill them off and it wouldn't matter. Not that anyone's deaths really matter that much if what they're hinting at is true. And if you're a big Mortal Kombat fan, there are a lot of nods to previous games and media. You see Shinnok's amulet, you can see Katana's fans, you see an old picture of Nightwolf, and you see a statue to Kotal Khan, and there's lots of other little nods and stuff like that that is good for the fans, and you go, ooh, I noticed that. Also, what the movie gets right, the fight scenes are fantastic and very well choreographed. But the only problem I have with the fight scenes is that there is a lot of quick cuts, which is just plain annoying. But it wasn't so bad in this movie because I was enjoying the choreography that much, and it did work for some of the characters, different moves and that kind of thing in the movie, which was good. The movie is also quite well acted. It's not the best acted movie.
That dragon logo you got, I dig that, man. It's unique. Where'd you get it from?
He was born with it.
What do you mean?
It's a birthmark.
You serious?
Pretty cool, show him.
And I didn't feel a lot of on-screen chemistry between all the characters, which is unfortunate, but what are you going to do? And I was really worried about Josh Lawson being cast as Kano, as I could not see him playing Kano at all, and he wasn't completely terrible, so that's a good thing, I guess. The sound design in this movie is fantastic. The sound of people getting beaten up, stabbed, cut, thrown around, just people generally getting the shit beaten out of them sounds fantastic. You feel every punch. It has strength and power to the blows. It just all sounds fantastic. I liked the soundtrack as well, but there were a couple of annoying bits in the movie where they kind of start doing the main Mortal Kombat theme song from the original movie, but they don't really commit to it. But I'll get into that a bit later on. And of course, being a Mortal Kombat movie, it is extremely gory, which is fantastic to see. One of my biggest issues with the 1995 version is that it's not really violent and gory at all. Well, it's violent as in it has fighting, but not the iconic Mortal Kombat gore in that movie. But this one, it has the classic fatalities of a lot of characters. People get punched and beaten up, and they get bruised and bloody, which is what you would expect in a Mortal Kombat movie. And what does the movie get wrong? Quite a lot, actually. What does it get wrong? I didn't mind the character of Cole. I know they put him in there so they had a character that would be completely oblivious to the Mortal Kombat tournament, and we would learn about this universe and all of its different characters and superpowers and all that kind of thing. We would learn that through Cole. But there are plenty of other characters that are from Earthrealm and had no idea that the Mortal Kombat tournament is a thing. Classic example is Johnny Cage, and he would have been perfect to be the main character in this kind of movie. Hell, I would have even settled for Stryker, whose superpower is being a policeman. I would have settled for that, but I didn't completely hate Cole. I just thought they could have, with a universe that has so many unique characters and not so unique characters, they could have picked someone else instead of adding a completely new character. They probably just wanted to add someone in so they could try out some new powers. Another problem, the Arcana. So, one of my biggest issues with this movie is that they introduced this concept of people only being able to compete in the Mortal Kombat tournament if they have a special birthmark, which allows them to develop superpowers. And I do not like the concept at all. They're either born with it, I believe, through being a descendant of someone's bloodline, like Scorpion's bloodline, which they explore a little bit in the movie. But if you kill someone with the birthmark, then you receive the birthmark. Then you can compete in the Mortal Kombat tournament. So if you accidentally kill someone with the mark, then you can develop superpowers and fight for the future of Earthrealm, which is a pretty stupid concept, I thought. I didn't like how Kano kind of became the Chosen One after killing someone who was already the Chosen One, and then that's how he gets superpowers. And while I'm going on about annoying character powers that they get, Jax is also it just doesn't make sense. I know I'm talking about Mortal Kombat here, but it doesn't make sense. He loses his arms to Sub-Zero, and the Shaolin monks, who are very good at cybernetic transplants and adding mechanical arms to humans, they add these kind of crappy mechanical arms to Jax that don't work very well, and he just can't use them very well. And then finally his Arcana manifests, and it just results in his arms getting better mechanically, which is like his arms just get bigger and better and he can use them better. And I'm like, what? That doesn't make sense at all. Like, it's magic, not technology. Or did the magic improve the technology or something? And did he have to get his arms removed in order for his Arcana to manifest? Like, what if he didn't lose his arms? Would just metal sleeves go over his arm like Jax did in Mortal Kombat Annihilation? Don't want to do a repeat of that movie. It just wasn't explained very well. And even though lots of characters from Earthrealm have superpowers, they now establish that you have to have this birthmark to have superpowers. But they don't establish if other characters from different realms have to have it, or if it's just Earthrealm. Do the characters from Outworld have to have those birthmarks? But what about Cabal? He's from Earthrealm. Does he have a birthmark, or is he just really fast for no reason? It's not really explained that well. And I hated how Kano got his powers, this bloody Arcana. He doesn't lose an eye and gets half his face replaced with cybernetic parts and has a red laser eye. It's just a red laser eye that he gets, and that's his superpower. I didn't really like that new addition to the universe at all. And another annoying thing is you have to go through some kind of like really bad emotional stress or something, or it could also work if you just get insulted over and over and over again, like with Kano. Like, eventually, spoilers, Sonya Blade does kill Kano. She receives the mark in return, and she can shoot laser beams from her hands immediately without having to go through any kind of training or anything like that to be able to use it. She can just use it. So fair enough for this to establish that rule within the universe, but they don't even stick to it, which is very annoying. And coming back to what I was talking about earlier with the music, I did enjoy the music, but they did hint at quite a few times. People were speculating for a while whether they would include some kind of remix or reimagining of the original iconic Mortal Kombat theme song from the 1995 movie. That bit of music has become synonymous with the Mortal Kombat franchise ever since then. It's really taken off and is really popular, and it's just an absolute banger of a song. But they didn't fully commit to it during this movie. They started kind of playing it a little bit in the background, and then they just kind of gave up on it. And it happened quite a few times.
Get off me!
And it is really annoying. They do fully commit to it at the end credits, as opposed to at the start of the movie, as in like the original Mortal Kombat. But it doesn't sound that great. I mean that in the sense that it sounds fine, but it just sounds like a random fan's remix that I've heard on YouTube. I've heard fan edits and remixes on YouTube that sound better than this one, which is very unfortunate.
So that's what Mortal Kombat 2021 gets right and gets wrong, in my opinion. As always, thank you for listening to me ramble on about a Mortal Kombat movie for a few minutes. I do appreciate it. Thank you again, and I'll catch you next time.